Hi everyone, my name is Shauna in case you don't know, and in today's video I'm going to be going over books that I need to finish by the end of 2019. I'm feeling depressed right now and filming videos really helps me feel better, so that's why I'm filming this video right now. I know that it's not the best lighting, but it's like, what time is it? It's 8:25, so it's dark out, so I can't do my normal filming. So I gave myself a list of reading challenges to do this year, and I am going to be trying to finish that list through the end of the year, but there is one book that I have to read that has nothing to do with this list. So let's get into this video. So the one that I have to do that isn't part of the reading challenge is I have to finish The Last Olympian. I know this is just the jacket sleeve, that's because I'm currently reading The Last Olympian, so I accidentally left it downstairs, and I'm not going to go grab it right now. In case you don't know, The Last Olympian is the final book in the Percy Jackson series, and I have to read that by the end of this year because I'm borrowing it from my brother and he wants his books back. Also, look, this has never shown up in a video before. I love bison, so that is a framed picture of bison. Also, yo, my heart rate is 111 right now. Why can't it just like go to normal rates, you know? The first prompt that I need to complete is a book you read in school. Now, I had a few different options for this, and I might change this later depending on how my time is going, because I do have a few books that are like, I don't know, 100-page books that I read like in the 3rd grade, but I'd rather not do that. And one classic book that I remember reading and enjoying, but I don't remember what it is about, is The Catcher in the Rye. I read this in the 10th grade, and it was the final book I read for my English class, but I technically didn't have to read it, and the teacher even said that I didn't have to read it because I was transferring schools in the middle of this unit. But I was like, you know, I want to try and participate in class because English was one of the few classes I liked by the time I left my old school. So I bought the book. And I remember, even though I was really stressed with school, I enjoyed it and I sped through it and I read it in like a few days. I don't remember anything about what it's about, but I think there's like a hooker in it at one point, and I think it's about like a teenage or college age kid or middle school kid, I don't know. The next prompt is a book set in your hometown or region. Now, I wasn't sure what to choose for this, and I really wanted to do one that I owned. Now this is sort of cheating because I don't own this one. My mom owns this one, but this is No Place I'd Rather Be by Kathy Lamb. Oh, the author for this book is J.D. Salinger. I totally forgot. Let's move on. So from what I understand, this book doesn't take place mostly in where I live, but there is a scene, or a few scenes, that take place in Oregon where I live. So that's why I'm going to read this. Kathy Lamb is a family friend, and she lives in my neighborhood, so that's cool that I'll finally be reading one of her books. My dog's in a barking mood, and I'm really sorry about that. The next prompt is a book someone else recommended to you. The book that was recommended to me was Ishmael, Adventure of the Mind and Spirit by Daniel Quinn. The person who recommended this book was my brother. I know nothing about this book except for the fact that he read it for school and some other people have to read it for school. So I guess it's a classic then? I don't know. Why do you have to read classics in school? Why? Do those topics apply to our daily life? Does Odyssey help me better understand my mental health and my issues? No, why did I have to read the Odyssey? I'm hoping this one will be good since it was recommended to me. Oh, this one is not a classic apparently, because it was written in 1992. In order for it to be a classic, I read recently that it has to be over 50 years old and the author has to be deceased. So this is not a classic, but hopefully this one is good then since it's not a classic. The next one is a previously banned book. Now, I've been like slowly rereading the Harry Potter series. I just have so many books to read that I don't reread the Harry Potter series as much as I want to, but since this one's not a previously banned book, I thought it was a perfect opportunity to reread another Harry Potter book, and I chose Order of the Phoenix for this one. The one I most recently reread was Goblet of Fire, so it'll be good to reread Order of the Phoenix. I generally speed through the Harry Potter books really quickly. It's just the way that they're written is really fast-paced, so I'm hoping that I'll fly through this one quickly even though it's really chunky. The next prompt is a book translated from another language. Now, I have 2 books for this topic, but recently, like the past 3 books that I've read that have been like mystery books I didn't enjoy, so I'm not in the mood for reading a mystery book. So because I'm not in the mood for reading a mystery book, I'm doing the other book that I have that's translated, which is The Arabian Nights. It's translated by, oh gosh, Hussein Hattaway. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm probably not. I can't even pronounce the word Tesla right. Can't pronounce the word bag right. How am I supposed to pronounce people's names right? All I know is that part of this inspired Aladdin. That's all I know about this book, and I was supposed to read it for a class that I was taking, a Intro to Folklore and Mythology course, but that was back when I thought I could still take on-campus courses, but I can't do that because of POTS, which I feel like a lot of people already know about it, but in case you don't, I have POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. It's a chronic illness that leaves me with insanely bad brain fog. I am extremely lightheaded and fatigued all the time, so I have a hard time sitting upright and standing, and if I stand too long, I have a chance of passing out. I'm also so nauseous all the time from it that I feel like I'm gonna puke every 2 seconds. So on-campus courses don't work for me right now, but that's fine, and I will finally be getting around to reading this one really soon. Also, I went through a phase where I was peeling all the stickers off my books and I ripped this book, so RIP the back of this book. Next one is a book written by someone younger than you. I've already started to read this book, and you might be thinking, isn't the person who wrote this older than you? Well, when the person wrote this book, they were 17, and that is Eragon by Christopher Paolini. According to Wikipedia, which isn't always the most reliable sources, the author was 17 when he wrote this book, and he was 19, I want to say, when he published it. I don't remember if he was 19 when he published it, but he for sure was 17 when he wrote it. And in case you don't know, I am 18. I'm only like, let's see, doesn't have chapter numbers. I think I'm like 2 chapters in. Oh, I haven't been giving descriptions of what these books are about. Oh well. I don't know anything about this book besides the fact that it has to do with dragons. It's made into a movie, and it's an extremely hyped book. I'm not really enjoying it so far. I have this thing where I hate some fantasies and I love other fantasies, and there's no in between where I'm like, this is an okay fantasy. And so far I'm thinking this isn't a fantasy that I'm going to enjoy, but I'm still going to read it for this challenge. And the final one is a self-published book, and I will be reading a book on my Kindle for this, so I meant to read this book a couple months back, but I didn't get around to it, but that's okay. So I'm in a book group on Facebook, which I'll link down below in the description if you want to join. It's just called Page Turners, I believe, and there's an author in the book group named S.E. McCready. I don't know how to say her last name, and I don't remember what it is off the top of my head. She wrote a book called Talented, and I believe it is self-published, so we'll be reading it for this. I think there's something to do with superpowers in it. I'm not really sure. But yeah, that one will fit that prompt. Now, I don't normally do TBRs, and I'm hoping that this doesn't, like, prevent me from reading these, because sometimes when I make TBRs, I feel discouraged from reading. But I need to read these books by the end of the year, and if these are the only books I finish by the end of the year, then I'm happy with that. I mean, if not, I won't, like, be mad at myself. But yeah. If you have read any of these books, let me know what you thought of them down in the description below. As I said, I've already read Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix and The Catcher in the Rye, and I enjoyed them both. And if you have any book recommendations for me, feel free to comment them down below too. I'm always open for new recommendations. Remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to me if you haven't already. And I will see all of you in a future video. Bye!